All great things come to an end, and I think we've built a really extraordinary family over the past 10 years.
As we're preparing to say goodbye to the Guardians of the Galaxy after its third and final film, let's see what the cast has been up to. How did a kids-related scandal make Chris Pratt cry for hours? Who kept her wedding a secret for a whole year? And who's ready to launch a reality show about his family?
Karen.
Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. Even though years have gone by, he still remembers the critics' reaction to the first Guardians film. They promised that it would be MCU's biggest flop. Pratt recently reminded his co-stars about it just to rub it in a little bit.
We overcame a lot to get where we are, and boy, we weren't supposed to be what we are, but we did something special.
After wrapping the third film, he'll miss playing Star-Lord, but he has other things going on, both with his upcoming projects and his family. Chris has 2 daughters with his wife, Katherine Schwarzenegger, and when the first one was born, he got into quite a scandal. Back then, the actor thanked his wife for giving him a gorgeous, healthy daughter, and haters were immediately on him. The thing is, Chris's son from his first marriage to actress Anna Faris battled health problems from the start. He was born premature and needed several surgeries in the first years of his life, so Pratt was heavily judged for comparing his children. He quickly responded that he didn't mean anything like that, and even admitted that the horrible comments made him cry for hours. Thankfully, Chris had a solid support system at home, including his father-in-law, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. And although it might seem intimidating that your wife's dad is the Terminator, Chris and Arnie are actually doing good these days.
When you're part of, bringing his granddaughter into the world, he comes and he brings you a cigar, and he's like, let's go out and smoke these. And I was like, okay.
Pratt had serious lung issues after that, but he says that it was totally worth it. After all, he had a cigar with Arnie. Now let's talk about his co-star who is a supermom in real life. Zoe Saldana as Gamora. She's having the time of her life career-wise. Did you know that Zoe has appeared in all 3 of the highest-grossing films of all time? They are the first and second Avatar movies and Avengers Endgame. Crazy, right? But that hasn't stopped her from being a caring mom to her 3 sons. 2 of them are twins, so Zoe definitely had her hands full back in the day.
The other one has been asleep, but then that one wakes up, and then the other one wakes up, so then everybody's crying, then my husband and I are crying.
Thankfully, those challenging days are over as they're now 8, and her youngest kid is 6. These days, Zoe's sons are getting more interested in comic books, like most boys their age.
They are heavily into superheroes, so when they see me green, they're gonna ask questions.
Well, they're probably proud of their mommy playing a superhero, and so is Zoe's husband, Marco Perego. Before they met, both were determined to not get married ever. But shortly after they started dating, Zoe and Marco changed their minds. As of now, they've been married for 10 years, and they're still going strong. We can see that from the countless sweet photos of themselves and their kids Zoe posts on her Instagram, but her on-screen sister is more secretive. Karen Gillan as Nebula.
I'm an official Guardian! Yeah!
After being a minor villain in the first film, Nebula went all the way to becoming an essential team member. The role was a breakthrough one for Karen, so she didn't even mind shaving her head for it. Karen's career is going uphill these days, yet she still makes time for a personal life. Earlier this year, the actress shocked her fans when she posted a series of photos of herself in a gorgeous wedding gown, designed by Oscar de la Renta, and she captioned it last May. Turns out Karen married her boyfriend, comedian Nick Kocher, a year ago. Fans were thrilled to learn the news. They wrote comments like, "Well done keeping that from the world." Now everyone wants to know more about her hubby, and we're here to tell you that Nick is also an actor. He and Karen met on the set of the Netflix film The Bubble. All the best to the happy couple, and we're moving on to another member of the squad. Dave Bautista as Drax. Volume 3 is the last time we'll see him playing this role.
And I'm also going to be 54 years old by the time Guardians 3 comes out, and just like the shirtless thing is getting harder and harder for me.
Come on, Dave, you still look fantastic. No wonder women love him, and he's been married 3 times already. Bautista has 2 daughters from his first marriage and a son from a second one. Yet it's unclear if he's dating anyone now. Over a year ago, Dave shared that he had a girlfriend. They started dating shortly after he divorced his 3rd wife, but we haven't heard anything about her since. What we do know is that Bautista is all about his dogs these days. The actor has 4 of them. and the youngest is still a pup that he adopted this past Valentine's Day. Dave adores his pets and even has tattoos of them on his body.
That shows like who he is. He just takes in dogs. He loves them so intensely, like they're his children. It's very sweet.
And the next actor is also pretty sweet. Vin Diesel as Groot. This guy must have broken a record or something, because he's been in 6 MCU films and only had the same one line in all of them.
I am Groot.
And according to some sources, Diesel earned $55 million for that. Crazy! But did you know that even Diesel's kids saw him as Groot? When he first got offered the part, he didn't know much about the character. So Marvel sent him a conceptual art book that he looked through with his children. He asked them which part they thought he'd been offered.
And I expected, the cool Gunn character or the big muscle character. They chose the tree.
His 2 daughters and son were totally right. Vin shares them with his longtime girlfriend, model Paloma Jimenez. He prefers to keep his relationship away from the spotlight, though. So now we're moving on to the next actor whose face we don't see in the movies. Bradley Cooper as Rocket. It's pretty hard to recognize the actor's voice, right? In fact, one Marvel executive even had doubts if they had to keep Cooper in the role. He wanted to know why they paid the actor if he didn't even sound like himself.
They were not looking at you funny. You got anger issues. Mature yourself.
But director James Gunn had the perfect reply to that. He's a great actor. That's the point. He's creating a character. Well, wasn't he right?
I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kill you.
Bradley's personal life is full of surprises. 3 years ago, his relationship with model Irina Shayk ended. But since they share a daughter, their connection remained. And it looks like it's blossomed into something else. Rumors are swirling that Bradley and Irina are seeing each other again. They were spotted together on multiple occasions and have posted photos of each other on Instagram. According to a source, they've rekindled their romance and are even planning for a second child. Fingers crossed that it's true. And we're moving on to Sean Gunn as Kraglin. Did you know that he essentially plays more than one character in the films? While Cooper lends his voice to Rocket, Gunn is the one who serves as a stand-in on the set. Sean shared that he was sad to have his swan song as Rocket in the 3rd volume, but at the same time, he's quite relieved. Because as he's getting older, the process became pretty hard for the actor. He's probably looking forward to a quieter life with his wife, actress Natasha Halevi. They got married 3 years ago. The wedding ceremony was a picnic, and guests got to celebrate with them all weekend long. The festivities included a myriad of fun events, such as 1920s-style disco dancing, yoga, and ocean kayaking. I try not to use the word perfect too often, but damn if it wasn't really close, Gunn shared about his big day. Gotta be happy for them. Now let's proceed to a new character of the franchise. Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. While Volume 3 is the final film for the Guardians, it's the first one for Adam Warlock. Gunn explained that he chose Will for the role because he wanted someone youthful. After all, Adam Warlock is only just created, so he's essentially a baby, and there's a lot of comedy and drama about him.
Adam offered me a really fun opportunity to kind of play both, comedic and dramatic beats, as is, the case with so many of the characters in Guardians.
Possibly, with time, Poulter will become a bit more open about his personal life, because these days he keeps it under wraps. Although there is a rumor that he's dating model Bobby T. They were spotted kissing last year, but never confirmed or denied if they were a thing. We actually know far more about the next Guardian star. Sylvester Stallone as Stakar Orgord. The actor was thrilled to return to his Guardians role. In a now-deleted Instagram post, he even posed in his movie costume. Although he's not a member of the main gang, he's still an essential character, and hey, who doesn't like Sly? Last August, fans were worried about the actor because his wife Jennifer Flavin filed for divorce. They'd been together for over 30 years and share 3 beautiful daughters. Was the fairy tale coming to an end? Well, no. Because only a month later, Sly and Jennifer reconciled, and they're still together now, ready to show the world that they're still going strong. In May, Stallone is launching a reality show about their family.
That's the truth.
We're sure it'll be quite a sight to watch. Share in the comments below if you've already seen Volume 3, and if you want to learn more about your favorite films, check out our other videos.